Uh, I don't know. To be
You
kind
want me
of
to hold it for you?
cautious. Nah, it's good. I see Matt. I'm zeroed in on Matt. So that's promising. Okay, let's call it good. If it doesn't break. All right, thank you. I'm set. Sorry.
I had the honor of starting to work with Michael once Dr. Boyd assumed her new role as Associate Chief of Mental Health Service here. At that time, Michael was already in the community stage, out there working, going to school, doing what you wanted to do, pursuing your dreams. And one thing that really stood out to me with Michael, working with him, doing check-ins with him, was Michael always looked at the glass half full instead of half empty. No matter what kind of mood he was in, what he was dealing with, he was quick to crack a smile, a joke, and to ask questions. So that was one of the things that really struck me about Michael initially when I started working with him. And I'm just so proud to be here today, to see all of you, to honor Michael and the rest of our graduates here today. And yeah, I'm just, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we haven't worked together for a while, but I thought I didn't want to miss this opportunity to congratulate you and also to just say what I've always admired about you is the way that you align what you're doing with your values. And you take your values into account in making decisions, and that's something that we all can take a page from that and follow.
I appreciate that.
And I'd like to present this to Michael. This is his certificate of graduation from the Psychosocial Rehabilitation and Recovery Center, PRRC, awarded to Michael S. Bradley for outstanding achievement in expanding your connections with the community toward your recovery, given at the VA Medical Center, San Francisco, this day, 18th of November, 2014. Congratulations.
It's okay if I say a few words?
Of course.
Am I in the camera?
Yeah.
You are.
She's monitoring.
You are in the
Eagle eye and. Oh. Anyway, look, this first part's easy. Let me check the clock real quick. I really thank you all. You'll never know. You'll never know this side of eternity. You never know what you've done for me and what you've contributed to me. It's huge. It's huge. But first, I gotta say, first and foremost, I gotta dedicate this. This is easy. I gotta dedicate this to my dad, who's long since passed away, as is my mom. But they gave me everything, a sense of integrity and a sense of humor. To name those are the top two things they gave me. And I didn't know what I had, of course, at the time as a teenager growing up. But yeah, for years I blamed, and this is just one of the myriad aspects of growth that I've experienced here, and it's tremendous. It's tremendous. Um, I can't take the time to tell my story. I love telling my story, but it's more than can be done here. I will just tell you, it was a bitter person that was in here and in my heart, in my mind. A very bitter, self-absorbed, selfish, unhappy person to the nth degree. And I started down the road of depression meds in 2000. Didn't do the groups. This is important. I didn't do the groups. I took the meds, but I had to work. I I just took the meds, took the edge off. So I was still a miserable sod when I went on experimenting with alcohol again, and then that lost its novelty. So I went back to pot after a 22-year hiatus, and that lost its novelty. And here I am. I'm just a miserable sod. And long story short, I wind up in the psych ward. This is where life began. Absolutely, far and away. This is where life began. I'll never forget a guy who was laughing, walking up and down the halls laughing. And it didn't freak me out. I wasn't scared, but it just annoyed me. And I was bitter my first 3 days in the psych ward. Couldn't smoke. And I told one of the nurses, I said, hey, this guy's walking up and down the halls laughing, man. This is driving me crazy. No pun intended. And she says, hey, at least he's laughing. key. That is key, because somewhere in those 2 weeks, I learned to accept. I learned to accept you and you and you and you, everybody, to a huge degree, because if I can, now if that guy's laughing, he can't help it. He's not doing it on purpose. He's not doing it to annoy me. There are synapses in his brain just doing their thing. My kidney, my lungs, my heart, they're all just doing their thing. So are the synapses and things going on in his brain. They're just doing their thing. He doesn't have control, maybe, or to a huge degree, he doesn't have control. And I learned to accept him. I learned to accept him. I learned to accept my roommate, who, I won't go there. But yeah, and that was a huge breakthrough. That was a huge breakthrough. And then here comes a cascade of tools, tools, mindfulness in the transitional center, AA, where there's just a wonderful spiritual and social connection. AA in a shelter. What am I doing in a shelter at age 50, right when I turned 50? But I was happy. I was happy. I was with people. And just a cascade of tools and people came into my life. And wonderful facilitators, just tons of memories, tons of moments in these last 2 years. So I get from the shelter to HVRP, homeless vet rehab program. I was invited to leave. I kind of flunked out. They didn't see growth. I was so jazzed about my recovery when I went in that I didn't quite gel with the program out there, and so I had to go. A little bit bitter, and then I land here. I land here in San Francisco, Source to Plowshares. Thank you so much, Source. And I land here at PRRC through Source to Plowshares. A wonderful, wonderful gentleman named Jim. I think y'all know him. I can't say the last name. He was Uncle Sam. I think that'll. He dressed as Uncle Sam a time or two. Anyway, he pointed me to PRRC and showed me this wonderful cornucopia of groups and huge variety. And again, I go back to Kaiser meds, psych meds. I did the meds. I didn't do the groups, but groups. That's why I'm so jazzed. I'm having a blast. Between the people and the staff, Shin. I gotta point out Shin and Maria, Happiness Boot Camp. Oh my gosh, Happiness Boot Camp is a part of my day. Sounds a little hokey title, but wonderful concepts. I'm happy. See, that's the thing. I live in the Tenderloin. I'm 25K in debt. I lost my job because of my knee, but so much has happened because I've been off work. Wonderful things happen. I can't begin to tell you the wonderful things that are happening in my life. Not because I'm forcing them. It's just coming. Susan Pender, what has she done? Oh my gosh, she was my vocational counselor at CWT. She was my touchstone for a year, every week. And she led me in wonderful directions. Got me into a class on sort of feeling out peer mentoring. It was more therapeutic than it was informational, but the information was tremendous. And she got me into another class. I'm taking another class now on mentoring, peer mentoring. Got me an interview with Progress Foundation. They work with mental health consumers. Is this the cane coming in to pull me off stage? Got me into Progress Foundation with mental health consumers, and I got hired. Bureaucracy stopped that in its tracks, but I got tons of good stuff coming. I love you, sweetie. I tell people all the time, I'm going to tell this group, there's so many groups where I say, I should have listened to my wife. And that's you, sweetie, and no, I'm not talking to you, man. and my kids, I love you guys. You wouldn't believe what you're doing for me and the healing that's going on. It's tremendous. And thank you all so much. Michael and Jennifer, I can't tell you what you got here. I guess you know what you got here. Mr. Burton, oh my gosh, that group he leads. Oh, I only went to his group 2 or 3 times, but man, I wish I could. Yeah, I want to take this show on the road. That's all. This needs to go everywhere. Maisie and Shin and Nurse Jackie, where is she? I'm sorry. Yeah, nutrition and Maria. And I know what the Oscars are like. You want to say hi to
So we
everybody. Thank you. Thank you. It is real. Recovery is real. Oh, it's so real.
Smile.
That's the best I can do.
It's like one of those old daguerreotypes.
Great job, Mike.
Thank you. What's that?
Camera, oh yeah, don't forget your camera. Sit down.
Put together camera. Thank you.
Stay down.